Despite the cold, loved ones of Brittany Long spent some time out here tonight, sharing memories and calling for justice a week after she was shot. On the count of 3, they said,
And the first emotion, of course, was anger. Like a couple weeks prior, he had blacked Brittany's eyes. Don't underestimate your situation. Don't let it get to the point where you're trapped. Because it starts with that alienating you from your support system.
Yeah. Sorry. My sister's not coming back. She doesn't get to hug any one of her kids now. We don't think it was an accident. He's been very violent with our sister. He would blatantly say right in front of us that he would kill her. I feel like Brittany realized that it wasn't okay, and then when she started to do what she needed to do to get away, she was too far in.
Call my babies.
That's Daddy.
How I'm gonna be grounded?
You spit on your sister.
I spit? I just told y'all I don't want no kisses. I don't want y'all kisses. Move!
And today's story will be in Indianapolis, Indiana, where 27-year-old Brittany Long, a mother of 4, will build her greatest accomplishments off of being a mom. With life throwing her so many hardballs at a very young age, she will grow up faster than she should have. At the age of 19 in 2017, Brittany will become a mom to a son that she would end up raising alone because his father became incarcerated. Less than a year later, in January 2018, she will have another child, a daughter, with someone else. Sadly, that person didn't want to be involved. Brittany was now a mother to 2 and was doing it on her own and took motherhood as a blessing. It would be her and her 2 kids until she became involved with a new man named Jamal Tyler in November 2019. This relationship felt right to Brittany, and the couple would combine families over the next 4 years, and all seemed to be happily ever after. But was it? Brittany was described by loved ones as someone who gave so freely and was just happy and fun-loving. Between her and Jamal, they would have a big blended family. Brittany's 2 and Jamal at least 5. She would take all the kids up under her wings as her own. She would often share her love on social media for her bonus kids, but the 2 did not rush into having their own kids together. Brittany took it personal, though, to take great care of kids and to protect them because, according to her, she was M-worded as a young child. She would write on Facebook, "On this day in history 11 years ago, God gave me the strength to tell someone that my adopted dad had M-worded me for 7 years. It was on this day my journey began, a journey of confusion, neglect, rage. My mom disliked it, though. She thought I was lying. So many times she took me to the hospital for scratches and tears. She didn't care to put 2 and 2 together because those were the days that I was fine. It was on this day my whole world changed, 12 years of age. And it was this day that this little sweet girl was gone. I built a wall so darn high no one was going to break it. I wouldn't let no one in. Thoughts of S-side, the not understanding, the blaming on me. I disliked it here. I was sent away from the ages of 15 to 18 with my anger building more and more. I disliked it here. One situation dictated so much for me. Other men, other situations. The fear of no because they will take it away became a thing. PTSD was so strong I felt I couldn't fight it. I felt I wouldn't win. I wanted to give up and just quit. But then I was told I would have a boy. Instant tears started running down my face in my ultrasound. No, God, no, not another male to hurt me, no. But on February 19, 2017, the love of my life, my protector, entered this world, and now I see it's going to be fine. He sent me my own personal bodyguard because my son will hit you if you upset me. If he sees you playing around with me, he's going to try to push you off his mommy. God sent me a chance to make a change, and then a blessing to come with him. A baby sister came soon after, and God was yelling at me to break the cycle with her. A generational curse of SA, break the cycle with her, he would say. And that I will do. With the help of my protector, my world, my everything, we're going to break the cycle. And that goes for my stepkids too. It's over. I will not allow anyone to hurt my babies. Because it was on this day my life changed. Though a lot of struggles, this day made me better. This day made me stronger. Just reading this, though, makes my heart cry for her. She had to go through so many things, but she persevered, and you can see it in the moments that she shared with her kids. All Brittany wanted was a good life with her family, and eventually she and Jamal decided they wanted to start a family of their own. So after 3 years of living together, they went ahead and added on. The two would have a little girl in September 2022, and it would not be long before they had another child almost a year later in September 2023. It was a boy for the couple. Brittany cherished every minute of it. Though she was in her 20s, she did not care about hanging out with friends or going out or doing anything. The only thing that really mattered to her was enjoying being around her children or Jamal when she wasn't working. Brittany was said to be so nice, and that would become one of her hardest downfalls. She wanted to see the good in others and be good to others, but according to family, Jamal was not what he seemed to be, and there were often domestic disputes between the two. On January 4th, Brittany would be celebrating her oldest daughter's 6th birthday and will write a touching post to her baby girl that day. Tragically, the celebration did not last long because 2 days later on January 6th, Brittany would be gunned down in her own home while she slept in her bed. According to the probable cause affidavit, Jamal would call 911 around 1:30 a.m. Saturday, January 6th, and he would tell dispatchers the gun just went off and he was going to prison, and then he disconnected the line. Responding officers headed to the home on North Euclid Avenue on the east side and found Brittany injured in the bed. A 9mm handgun with a shell casing inside was found at the foot of the mattress. Outside, an SUV parked in the driveway was running, and it had blood inside of it. Police said Jamal appeared to be hysterical and repeatedly told officers the gun was in his bed. He was briefly taken to a hospital in the hours after the shooting, and Brittany's 4 children were inside the home too at the time. Her youngest child, only 3.5 months old. Officers contacted the Indiana Department of Children's Services to place them in emergency foster care. They further learned that social workers had an open case of DV against Jamal. Investigators asked about the DV reportings during interviews with Jamal, who responded the couple argued like anyone else. Brittany was still alive when she arrived at the hospital, but sadly passed away January 10th after 4 days in the hospital on life support. She was allegedly shot in the head by her fiancé, 32-year-old Jamal Tyler. He was arrested and charged in her unaliving, which was ruled a homicide by the Marion County Coroner's Office. Indianapolis police court records indicate Jamal told detectives the gun accidentally went off while they were in the bed. Detectives later learned he was the subject of an open report of DV by the Indiana Department of Child Services. When Brittany was still in the hospital on life support, Jamal was jailed on a preliminary charge of attempted unaliving. His formal charges were downgraded to criminal recklessness committed with a deadly weapon, according to online court records. His cash bond was set at $2,000. When news reporters asked whether Jamal's charges would be heightened after Brittany passed away, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office said the investigation remained ongoing. Naturally, her family is furious because they do not believe it was an accident. Inside the home when the crime happened, detectives said there was broken doors, blood on the wall, and other places, plus there were holes in the wall. So that could definitely lead her family to believe that is more to the story than Jamal was saying.
Tonight at 6, an Indianapolis mother is being taken off life support.
A very difficult decision. Police say her boyfriend shot her in the head. And her family today talked with Arjenya Rinovich, telling her that he threatened to kill her before.
Well, family says the shooting here on Euclid Avenue was the heartbreaking culmination of a fear they had for years. A volatile relationship turned deadly.
The loss of Brittany Long, a caring, joyful young mom of 4, has gutted her close-knit family. Just days ago, the 27-year-old was shot in the head, police say, at the hands of her boyfriend. According to court documents, Brittany was shot while lying in bed. Her 4 children, all under age 7, asleep in the next room. Court documents say DCS has been to this home before for domestic violence, her family witnessing a pattern of danger. Now, they're planning Brittany's funeral, mourning the lifetime loss for her kids.
The victim's family hopes to raise awareness of the sometimes fatal consequences of domestic violence.
Despite the cold, loved ones of Brittany Long spent some time out here tonight, sharing memories and calling for justice a week after she was shot. On the count of 3, they said, a final, simple message to the 27-year-old.
Her favorite colors is yellow and blue, And she was always a very happy person, very silly, loved to tell jokes.
There are a lot of guns on our streets, and unfortunately that's the number one killer for victims of domestic violence is the guns. It increases the chance of homicide by 1,000% if it's in your home.
Tyler was initially arrested for attempted murder and later charged with criminal recklessness. Long's family doesn't believe it's enough, and they also don't believe Tyler's story, saying there was a history of domestic violence in the pair's relationship.
It hurts me a lot to know that he did not value her as a woman, as his partner, as the mother of his children. It's just really sad because she was a really good woman to him.
To them, justice would be preventing the same thing from ever happening to someone else and changing the legal system so a suspect couldn't be released on just a $2,000 bond the way Tyler was.
Just be aware of domestic violence. It's real. It's very unfortunate, and it can happen to anyone.
Family also said, you take away her being a mother, all of that. She was a climber. Brittany spent many years going in and out of foster care homes. She only knew abusive dating relationships. Brittany's family will go on to say they hope this serves as a cautionary tale for any other family who has a loved one going through DV situations and to pay attention to the signs. Brittany was said to be in the process of trying to break things off with him because he allegedly had just blacked her eye just 2 weeks before her unaliving. Statistics say Black women are 2.5 times more likely to experience DV than any other counterparts. It is a very situation, and too many kids are being left without a mother or parents in these cases. You have to take your life very serious. Don't ever think that this can't happen to me, because it can happen to anybody. My deepest thoughts and prayers are with this family. She has a young baby only 3.5 months old. Her oldest only 7. She helped take care of some of his other kids. This is something that shouldn't have happened. She should still be here. But let me know, do you think the gun went off on accident, or do you think he purposely pulled the trigger? Whatever the case may be, it's a sad situation. Please don't forget to comment your prayers for this family, and also don't forget to hit that like button and share to keep your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.